in the Browns. They forget.
Yes.
I know I played for Baltimore, so me and Ozzie are cool. So
there you go.
We understood that whole conversation, and he wanted to talk to Shedeur as well as he wanted to talk to me. And I put Shedeur on the phone, and Shedeur, I don't want to say how it went, but how in the world can somebody fault him for saying or thinking, why in the world would I go back up Lamar?
Deion Sanders has reached his breaking point, and this time he's not holding anything back. He's firing directly at the media, calling out the narratives they're trying to spin around his son, Shedeur Sanders. The story being pushed that Shedeur somehow made the wrong choice by not sitting behind Lamar Jackson in Baltimore to supposedly develop his skills. But let's stop and really think about this. How often do we actually see a superstar quarterback in the NFL step aside or take time to mentor another player in his exact position? The truth is, it's extremely rare, almost unheard of. The NFL isn't built that way. It's not a teaching ground, it's a proving ground. Deion laid it out plainly. Waiting around for someone else to hand you an opportunity is not how you survive in this league. Football, especially at the professional level, is about carving your own path, proving yourself, and taking control of your destiny. Sitting in the shadows, playing backup, and hoping for scraps isn't the formula for success. If you want to make it, you have to seize your moment and prove beyond doubt that you belong. He also pointed out something the critics ignore. By the time an athlete reaches the NFL, the assumption is that they already have the game figured out. This isn't college anymore. The NFL is a high-stakes environment where every snap counts and every mistake can end your career. There's no extended grace period, no luxury of learning slowly on the job. Teams will move on in a heartbeat if you're not ready. So the idea that Shedeur Sanders needs to sit, watch, and learn from another quarterback, in Deion's eyes, that simply doesn't fit the brutal reality of the league.
By the time you get to the NFL, they expect you to know what you need to do and to do it, or somebody else go get in there and do it. Now, they teach you their playbook, but development and teaching you how to route folks up and you how to block and hold that point, man, please. Ain't nobody taught you that.
Deion absolutely made the right move by stepping up and setting the record straight. He saw the narrative being twisted and refused to let it slide. The timing of this so-called news is no accident. It's obvious that releasing it now was a calculated attempt to stir controversy and create unnecessary drama. If this was such a big deal, why wasn't it raised during the draft process? Why wait until now? The answer is simple, because the critics have run out of legitimate reasons to go after Shedeur Sanders. With no valid argument left, the media has resorted to manufacturing a story where none exists. It's almost as if they're scrambling, desperately looking for a headline that will stick. And since Shedeur isn't giving them any real ammunition, they've turned to creating controversy out of thin air. Cam Newton jumped into the discussion, suggesting that Shedeur was arrogant for not sitting behind Lamar Jackson. According to Cam, being around Lamar wouldn't just help sharpen Shadeur's skills on the field, but also give him a blueprint for handling the pressures of stardom. In his view, observing a superstar could be as valuable as playing time itself.
And there are some things that if you could go back and change, obviously hindsight's 20/20. But when you're looking at the better situation is definitely Baltimore, where you could potentially learn from a great and see how he manages so many different things outside of football rather than just performing at an elite level.
Deion Sanders wasted no time shooting down Cam Newton's argument with a sharp and direct response. He reminded everyone that in his entire career, not once did he sit on the bench thinking, "I'm learning today." For Deion, the sidelines are a place of waiting, not growth. He stressed that real development only comes from being in the heat of competition, facing challenges, making mistakes, and finding ways to overcome them. The bench doesn't prepare you for the spotlight. True progress happens on the field, through action, through experience, and through the relentless demand to perform.
I never sat on the bench and said, well, I learned a lot today.
That is a fucking great quote. Goddamn, that is a good quote.
Who learns sitting on the bench? Like, who does that?
Travis Kelce backed up Deion Sanders' perspective, emphasizing that in the NFL, every player has to figure things out for themselves. There's no playbook for life in the league, and certainly no one standing by to hold your hand. Kelce drew from his own journey, sharing how younger players often approach him for advice on running routes. While he's willing to share pointers, he makes it clear there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The truth is, mastering routes, or any skill in football, comes only from doing it yourself. Experience is the greatest teacher, and in this league, hands-on repetition is the only real path to growth.
You got to figure it out on your own, man.
There you go.
I've been trying to teach some guys that have come in and out of the building or all across that I ask you, how do you run your route like this? How do you run your route like that? I'm like, man, you just got to run it enough to figure it out.
Right.
Like for me,
Jason Kelce also came forward in support of Deion Sanders' message, reflecting on the lessons from his own early days with the Philadelphia Eagles. He recalled that when he first joined the team, the coaching staff gave him a straightforward piece of advice. Just don't make a mess, and you'll be the starter. That simple vote of confidence gave Kelce an enormous boost, setting the tone for his career. Looking back, he admitted that if he had been forced to sit behind other players, waiting endlessly for a chance, it would have stalled his progress. For him, success didn't come from watching. It came from stepping up, seizing the moment, and proving that he belonged on the field. That same mentality is exactly what Shedeur Sanders embodies today. Fully in sync with his father's philosophy, Shedeur has shown that he's not intimidated by challenges. He embraces them. Recently, he spoke openly about his time working with the scout team. Rather than treating it as a setback, Shedeur has chosen to view it as an opportunity. He's enjoying the grind, knowing that every rep is helping sharpen not only his physical skills, but also his mental approach to the game. In fact, Shedeur even admitted he'd prefer playing 6 games a week instead of just 1. For him, the extra reps and constant competition aren't a burden. They're fuel for improvement. He understands that this demanding period is building the foundation for future success, ensuring that when his moment comes, he'll be more than ready to take control.
It's a learning thing. It's a learning every day. I'm in a great position to sit back, understand the game plan, understand everything that the NFL is. So, I'm ready for my opportunity whenever that happens. But in this time that I'm not 6 games a week, so I'm happy rather than just having 1 game a week, on the weekends. So the scout team receivers, all of us, we all know like every day's game day, and we definitely approach everything in that fashion and everything because I truly believe.
Deion Sanders made a bold and confident statement, hinting that Shedeur Sanders' moment to shine is right around the corner. He revealed the advice he's constantly given his son: be patient, but always be ready. According to Deion, the Sanders family doesn't just wait for opportunities. They prepare relentlessly so that when the door finally opens, they can walk through it without hesitation. This, he stressed, isn't only about Shedeur's natural talent. It's about discipline, mindset, and the daily commitment to staying sharp. Deion is certain that when Shedeur's chance arrives, he'll be more than ready, and the impact will catch everyone by surprise.
But I'm like, son, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready when it's time. But when it's time, you're going to know. I say, and it's coming up. I got a prediction. I ain't telling nobody. I got a feeling when it's going to go down. But it's going to go down this year.
Right.
It's going to
happen. All right.
Shedeur Sanders' opportunity to step into the starting role is undeniably drawing closer, and the excitement around him continues to build. Recently, Browns quarterback coach Bill Musgrave directly addressed the speculation and put all the rumors to rest. He stated with full confidence that Shedeur's chance is not a matter of if, but when. Musgrave emphasized there's no uncertainty. The opportunity is coming. He also revealed that Shedeur has been working closely with Dillon Gabriel, with the 2 young quarterbacks constantly challenging one another, pushing each other to refine their skills and stay ready. According to Musgrave, both players are only a handful of snaps away from the first team spotlight, prepared to deliver when called upon.
Immersed themselves, both of them, in the game plan. Did a lot of drill work on the side, both before and after practice, and then they get some scout team reps so they can get some balls airborne and make sure that they're staying in sync, of course, because really Dillon being 1 play away and Shedeur being 2 plays away.
Deion Sanders has drawn a clear line in the sand, pushing back against the media's ongoing attempts to control the narrative around his son, Shedeur Sanders. The story that Shedeur somehow missed out by not joining the Ravens is, in Deion's view, nothing more than a smear tactic designed to cast doubt on his journey. Despite all the outside noise, Deion has been unwavering in his belief that Shedeur is exactly where he needs to be. He stresses that his son is not only prepared, but actively building toward the moment when his opportunity arrives, a moment that is closer than many realize. The constant criticism, Deion argues, is nothing but a distraction. The truth is that Shedeur is right on the verge of stepping into his chance. Browns quarterback coach Bill Musgrave has already confirmed that Shedeur will get a shot soon, leaving no room for speculation. What's more, his daily competition with Dillon Gabriel is raising the bar for both quarterbacks. Each rep, each practice, and each challenge is sharpening their skills and pushing them closer to earning a starting role. Their relentless preparation is proof that development isn't about waiting for handouts. It's about grinding for every inch. Deion's message has been consistent. Be patient, but always be ready. Shedeur embodies that philosophy, and his time is fast approaching. The critics can stir controversy all they want, but the Sanders family knows the truth. Shedeur is on the cusp of proving himself in a major way, and nothing will hold him back when his name is finally called. So what do you think? Is the media unfairly targeting Shedeur to manufacture headlines? Do you agree with Deion's stance that his son's time is near? And when that moment comes, will Shedeur rise to the occasion or crack under the weight of expectation?